Hello, fellow TAHI shareholders. My name is Lloyd Burton, and I wanted to provide you with an update on the TAHI Water Board meeting that was held Friday, September 15th. The topics covered included roll call, update on well number 3, which was actually covered in the TAHI board meeting I presented here. Topics such as need for new water tank, a need to raise revenue, and a rate hike vote were covered in the TAHI Water Board meeting. Roll call was presented in the TAHI board meeting, and when they got to the water board meeting, they just said same people are here. And that included Fred Richardson, Bill Pearson, Selena Hodges, Ruth Ann Richardson, Linda Williams, and Gil Mull. Absent were Scott Nixon and Richard Wallace. The discussion about well number 3 included that the documentation they have, drilling records and whatnot, is not complete. So they have to file for an exception with TCEQ. Engineering firm was hired to assist with the legal paperwork for getting the well permitted. One of the things that needs to happen is a survey, and the survey is also to help make sure that they determine the sanitary easements that need to be obtained. Another topic that was covered, and this was the main topic in the water board meeting, was that there's a need for a new water tank. The current blue tank is failing. It had previously been used by the city of Zavala for about 50 years. The tank was obtained by TAHI, brought on site, and refurbished in 2018. It was actually brought on site much earlier, but it was refurbished in 2018. It now is showing significant corrosion and deformation along the seams, and it requires replacement. Of course, the biggest problem with replacing an item such as a large storage tank is you got to have revenue. And right now, the revenue that TAHI Water Incorporated produces is from two customers, Sun and Fun and TAHI. The customers only pay for water use. The current rate is $16 per thousand gallons. This revenue provides enough finance to basically run the water well system as it is now, but it's not sustainable when you start having to factor in large infrastructure upgrades such as a 22,000 gallon water tank or something like that. Those things cost anywhere between $40,000 up, and we haven't had a rate hike since about 2019. So that's what they were looking at in the board meeting. So the discussion on how to raise revenue centered around mainly two things. It was looking at how Zavala had just recently increased their water rate for 15%. The difference is that Zavala and other towns, and this is pretty common in most towns, is that they have a base rate that customers pay. Whether they use water or not, they pay a base rate for so many thousand gallons, and then anything above that, they start getting charged extra for it. And TAHI and Water Incorporated, our customers only pay for the water that's used. So they talked about the possibility of doing a $30 a month per lot base fee. Other options as well. There were not a lot of ideas. When they all came down to the end, they decided to increase the rate from $16 per thousand gallons to $20, which is basically a 25% rate increase. The board voted on this, and they're going to bring the decision to the membership in October. And that was basically it for the TAHI Water Board meeting. You had 6 directors present. They talked about well number 3, the need for a new water tank, that they had to raise revenue, and the rate hike vote, 25% increase. Thank you for watching. This is from my own observation. I have a recording of the meeting that can be made available. I will put a link to it in the comments section. Thank you very much again. Bye-bye.